evening, everyone. Good afternoon to those folks out west in America. Good night to the people here in Europe. My name is David. I am the director of Ichigo Ichie, and I'm so happy to be able to talk to you guys this evening as we're starting the Tacticord playtest, the first ever playtest we've done for one of our games, and the first playtest for this game, nonetheless. So I'm really excited. We've been working on this game for a while, and I'm really looking forward to talking with you guys, meeting you all of the different places inside of the Discord and the YouTube. We're on Steam right now as well, and it's really cool. I'm just really excited to be able to share this with everyone. Do I sound very quiet? Oh, thank you for the feedback. Test channel, please ignore. I can turn up my volume. Dun, 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 dun. How is that? Does that sound better? Please let me know. The music is quiet. I duck the music a lot, but the volume of the mic should be quite high. It's looking good on my meter right now. Does that sound any better? What do you think? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So now that everyone can hear me, I'll start. We're going to be talking about Tacticord Glam Strategy, which is our game that's in development right now. We've been working on this game for a bit, and we're running a playtest. So you guys starting today have 10 days to try it out and see where we are in development and give us feedback, try out, see how far you can get, how tough it is, and there's some contests we're doing and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that. So I'm going to hop over to a short slide deck. All right. And we're going to talk a little bit about Tacticord. I'll be with you for the next 20 minutes or so, and then I'm going to jump over to visit another channel and do a playthrough with the writer of Tacticord, actually. But more on that in a bit. So, open up my slides. So Tacticord, for those of you that are just getting familiar with this for the first time and haven't played it yet, it's kind of like XCOM, but instead of shooting aliens in the face with guns, you're going to be using guitars. And you're going to be creating music videos while turning boring, drab, gray townspeople into poofy-haired heavy metal fans. This is our third game, and it's a game that's inspired by a lot of different things. Turn-based tactics, obviously. I said XCOM. Mario Rabbids, Persona 5 Tactica, if any of you guys have played that one. A lot of coming-age dramedies also. It's not just games, it's about the media. So there's a film called The Commitments, which is about a band. There was a really great television program that was on in the 90s called My So-Called Life, about high school and the stress and troubles with that. And then musical satire stuff too, of course. But this is a game about bands. It's about rock music. So if you've seen this as Spinal Tap or Wayne's World, then you'll know where we're coming from. So what do you do in this game? It's a turn-based tactics game, and you have to move through these different maps, or like levels, like encounters is what we call them. And along the way, you need to be turning boring townspeople into heavy metal fans, like I said. Now, one of the unique things about Tacticord is that we have this shared health. So there's not each member in your band has their own HP, but all the band together has a collective HP. And it's broken up into two different kinds. There's something called heat and there's something called cool. And both of these powers are what drives the band to be awesome and to get stuff done to perform on stage. And another unique thing about this is that there's kind of like a blood sacrifice mechanic. If you've ever heard of a game that has something like that, basically what it means is that when you use a powerful move, then it is going to sap your own health. So you can take out many townspeople, turn them into fans all at once, but then you weaken yourself in the process, and then you're exposing yourself on the enemy's turn to getting taken down. So there's a lot of balance where you build up your health using melees with air guitars, and then you sap your own health using these power moves, but that's refueling a separate part of your health. You're making music, like I said, so at the beginning of every turn, you're going to be choosing some lyrics, you're choosing some guitar solos, and then we're saving all of these little choices that you're making, and then putting them together to make a song. So when you finish the entire stage, there's a music video, and it's like showing you how you played, how you took out the enemies, and the music is different every time because it's based on the choices you made. So your song is very different from somebody else's. We just talked a little bit briefly about the visuals. You know, it's like it takes place in 1990. It's very pulpy. It's about analog time, and looking back to the era when, you know, you got all the information from paper flyers put underneath your windshield wiper, notes written on the side of a phone booth. The protagonist, Diane, she's in high school. She gets into fights with bullies. You know, she's bullied a lot, unfortunately. So there's like throwdowns going on in the mall, in the parking lot outside of the convenience store. The band that she finds, Gemini, they're not in the best graces of the townspeople at the beginning of the story. So they're renting a space inside of a church's recreation room, so they get into the disagreements with other people in the church, you know, about how that's what the volume level is acceptable and what time these practices should be happening. And there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of analog pulpy things. We're paying homage to like magazines and a lot of the pop culture about metal music in the 1980s. Right now we have what we call in the games industry as a vertical slice. That's what you guys are playing. It's not quite a demo yet. It's a little bit smaller than that. But it's the beginnings of what the game is going to be like top to bottom, and the first levels are in there. You can see the kind of graphics and inspirations we have here and some of the intermediate stuff. So the things that you're concerned about is the playtest, right? So that's what we're doing today. We're starting today. We're running this thing called the Steam playtest. It's going on for 10 days, and you can play it by signing up on the Steam page. And after those 10 days, the game will stop working. We'll take it down, and we'll take the feedback that we get from you guys in terms of like bugs and what's unclear, ways to make it better, and we'll iterate and build on that before coming back and showing it to you again. Also, what we have is different ways to interact with you here. So, like I said, this gives us a chance to see what works before we launch an entirely full demo. There might be some graphics cards that we don't know that they doesn't work perfectly, or some audio setups where the game won't run, and hopefully we can shake out all those issues so that nobody has any difficulties when we actually release the full public demo. You guys can help us with that. So, the way that you get involved, if you're not already, is to go to the Steam page, and then there's this button down here called, like, it says, like, join the playtest, and you click on the button. It says request access. And you should get set up pretty straight away, because we're running the playtest for everyone right now, and until we fill up the buffer of players that we have, most everybody will play it as soon as they start. So, the next thing, and somebody asked me already about this in Discord earlier today, is about the contests, right? So how do the contests work? We are doing some contests this week. We're going to be giving away 5 free digital copies of our previous games, Hexagroove, Tactical DJ, or Backbeat on a platform of your choice. So we could give you a key for PlayStation, or for Steam, or for Switch, or for Xbox, based on how many copies we have of those different platforms. And you can just win once. And the way that it works is you get these raffle entries, and I will explain those in just a second. Someone asked, will the stream be up later? Yes, so the stream is going to be up on Monday. Right now I'm recording it, so when we're done, I will save it to my computer, and then on Monday when I come into the office, I will make sure that everything is square. I'll cut away the extra edges, and then I'll upload it to YouTube, so you guys can check it out on our YouTube channel. Thank you for asking, Jackal. So, back to the raffle, like we said. And the way the raffle works is that you have these tickets, and the tickets are all done behind the scenes, but you get entries, and they're tied to your account, which I'll talk a bit more about it in a second. And every time you clear stage 4, which is the level where you're at Diane's school and you're attacked by a bunch of small children during recess. not to spoil too much there, but you'll get there. Some people are already getting there soon, it looks like. But every time you clear stage 4, which is the last level in the play test that we have this time, then you get 1 entry to the raffle. Also, if you're having a tough time, It's definitely possible because we have not played this with anybody else other than a few people around town. So if you fail 3 times on stage 3 or 4 due to heat or cool, then you will also get a raffle entry. So that's one way it will get counted up. And then you may get up to 10, between 1 and 10 entries for each useful piece of feedback you give us. Or bugs that you find, for example, like it doesn't work on your setup or something like that, or you can find a way to crash the game, that kind of stuff. So you can log all of those bugs in our Discord bugs channel, which is in our Discord. It says report bugs and feedback, and I've got a template in there to help you along into writing a bug report. And the way to get to that is from inside of the game, as I will point out in a second. So if you do any of these things, then you will get raffle entries. And then 10 days or so after the playtest ends, we will draw a Steam name out of a hat, so to speak, based on this for these 5 copies. And then we'll contact you, and then you will be able to pick the free game that you get. There's another part to the contest, which is the leaderboard, or let's say high score competition. And the person that can get the highest score on stage 4 will get a physical copy of Backbeat, and each of which a merch pack. So we've got like stickers and flyers and buttons, and there's a CD of the soundtrack of Backbeat, and we have that for PS5 and for Switch. That's pending postal restrictions, because right now it's kind of a bit iffy about where you can send where in the world, but we will try to make it happen if at all possible, and try to figure out some way around the situation. It might take a bit longer. But anyway, look forward to that, and that'd be a great way to have a piece of physical memorabilia that you can play forever and ever and ever. In case of a tie, we'll pick a winner randomly again in the raffle kind of way. So that's how you get into these contests. One is through raffle by playing the game. The more you play, the more raffle entries you get. The other is about the high score. The high score you get, you have a chance to win. Now, there are some caveats here, so you got to pay attention to this. First of all, you must make sure that you enable analytics and reporting. When the game starts up right now, at the very beginning, it says, can we send anonymous data reporting? And what that means is we have a connection from inside of the game, and it talks to the Unity servers, because the game is made in Unity, and it sends anonymized data about, where you crashed, or where you lost the game, or where you won, what score you got, how many points you have on each level, and stuff like that. And we keep track of all of that. And then we also are sending along your Steam ID, which is like this long number. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ABD, something like that. And that ties it together. So that's how we know. We don't really know your real name. We don't know where you live or your address or anything like that. So feel secure in that. But it's just a way of us saying to know which player got these kind of scores and things like that. So you have to make sure you turn this on. If you don't turn it on, none of the data is sent out of the game, and then we don't know how many times you played, and there's no raffle tickets, and there's no chance for you to win, and things like that. So please turn it on. It's completely anonymous. You can turn it off and on. If you forget to turn it on when you start the game, you can turn it back. Here, I'll just pop over here and I'll show you. So inside of the game, there's this menu. It says options. And inside of the options menu, if you go down, there's this entry. It says enable analytics. And right now it's off. That's not good. So you want to turn it on like that. And then leave. Because once you turn it on, then we get the permission to send it, and then the next time you start playing, the data is sent by and everything like that. So that's what you need to do. That's the most important thing. If you don't do that, none of the contests can happen. And the next thing is you can enter bugs and feedback in our Discord channel. There's a QR code on the screen here in the upper left-hand corner, and that is taking you directly to the channels, directly to the bugs channel, which is where I'm trying to gather all of the stuff so I can keep track of it and fix those things and get them to our programmers and artists and things, other people in the office. And the last thing is we need to know how to contact you if you win. So the way that works is we're going to get your email address. So you enter your email address and then also write down your Steam and Discord names. through this other link here, which is the QR code in the upper right-hand corner. It says register Steam ID here. It's 151a.games/newsletter. And then that information will then link it up so that we see, okay, your name, your Steam ID was like Bob Bobson, and then we look into the data that we've collected from the server on the network, and it says, okay, Bob Bobson user ID is the one that should win the raffle or got the most points or something. And then we have that, and then we have your email address, and then we can email you and let you know you won. Also, if you would Discord ID, it's extra helpful because then we can find you in Discord in case we send you an email and it goes to spam. So that is how it'll work, and we make sure that you get everything you are deserving of. So please sign up for that. All of these things are inside of the game. Inside of the game, there's a button for Discord to go to that channel, and there's a button to get to your email address. Also, the registration, we try to make it as seamless as possible. When you're finished playing, we would also appreciate it if you fill out the survey. There is a survey linked from inside of the game as well, and that goes to a Google Forms thing, and it's just about 10 or 12 questions that you just give a scale of like 0 to 5 for different things, and also let us know how we can make different things better. All right, so this is a screenshot of what it looks like once you get to the main menu in your version of the game. You can see right up here, there's that log bugs thing in the upper right-hand corner. There's also a small button there that says register for raffle. That's how we get your Steam ID and your mail address so we can contact you later. Click on that. Both of these things will just open up if you're playing the game on your PC or Mac, or I assume it'll open it up in a browser. If you're on a Steam Deck, it's a little bit different, so it'll do it there. And those things I think are the bug one is kind of tough to do because it's hard to run Discord on your Steam Deck. So we have a QR code for you if you're running a Steam Deck to get to it, and then you can go to that from your phone. And there's the survey button also too. So those are the things you need there. They also show up in the options menu when you're inside of the game actually playing. So if you find a bug in the middle of a level, you can just go directly there and click the log bug button, and it'll throw you over to Discord, and you can tell us what happened, give us a screenshot, things like that. All right. So that's what we need from you. So we're giving you this game, and we really want to see how you do, and we hope you have a fantastic fun time playing with it. We want to hear from you. Please, please, please participate in the contest. Come into the Discord. Don't be shy. Tell us what you think. Log some bugs. Start talking to other people in there. Start discussing whether you think that David Lee Roth is better than Sammy Hagar as a frontman for Van Halen. All that kind of fun stuff. And I hope that you have a fantastic time. So go play the game over the next 10 days. Like I said, run it as many times as you want. The more you play, the better your chances to win. Just like the lottery, except you don't have to pay any money. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about today. If there's any questions anybody has, I will check the chats before we say adieu for now. And as a special treat, in just a few minutes actually, I am going to go and hop off of my setup right here, and I'm going to go join Let's Play with Brigands, who is a game streamer that runs on YouTube somewhere between 2 and 3 times a week, and he does all kinds of fantastic stuff. And we're very lucky to have him playing Tacticord for the first 30 minutes or so of his evening before he goes on to his regularly scheduled game. So he and I will be there. He actually is helping me write the story for Tacticord, the dialogue and the plot and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to chat with him about it. I haven't seen him in a while because we live far away from each other, but it will be a great time. So I hope to see you all in the Let's Play with Brigands YouTube channel, which will be starting in about 10 minutes or so. And I will dig up his YouTube channel and put it into the chat so we can see. Oh yeah, look at that. He's already got like his pre-roll running, it looks like. Let's try this. We'll put it up into the general chat. I will put it into the YouTube chat. And I think think I can even put it in the Steam chat. Let's try that. Does that work? Let's see how that go. Bloop. All right. So I'm not going to write about this because I'm assuming you guys can hear me now. But that's the link to where I will be in about 10 minutes. And we will be playing a little bit of the tactical playtest along with you and talking about development along the way. So thank you so much again. I am super stoked about this playtest. The next 10 days are going to be fantastic. And there'll be lots more news coming up from us in the near future. If you have any questions at all, just reach out to me on Discord and I will see you there. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night.